After the Israelites had crossed the Red Sea, they marched toward the Sur Desert. For 3 days and 3 nights, however, they could find no water to drink. Eventually, when they reached Marah, they found water, but it was bitter and unfit for drinking. The discontented people grew unhappy with Moses.
What will we drink? We don't have water.
It's Moses' fault. This water is bitter. Can't drink it.
Lord, give me a sign, just a sign. We don't have any water left.
Moses, Moses, I am your Lord. With me by your side, you've nothing to fear.
My people will stone me if I don't find water to quench their thirst, my lord.
Now I will tell you what you have to do.
I will obey you, my lord, my God.
Now I'll give you a staff that you'll have to thrust into a rock and water, which will turn to fresh water.
I'm your servant, my lord.
Moses went back to the Hebrews with the staff God had given him to make fresh water. The Hebrew people were waiting for him at the camp, and they grumbled against him.
Now he'll perform more sorcery.
But Moses trusted God's words, so he passed among them and went towards a mountain. Immediately Caleb and Joshua ran to his side to protect him. Moses climbed the mountain, where he found a multitude of Hebrews waiting for him. He looked at them, and then he thrust the Lord's staff into a rock. Immediately, a spring of fresh water poured out of the cleft. At first, the astonished Hebrews could not believe it. They had water to drink, finally. The rush of water became a brook, and then a lake, where everybody, adults and children alike, could refresh themselves and drink. And so could the animals and birds. Moses looked up to heaven and thanked the Lord for the gift of water. The Hebrews gathered next to the stone where Moses stood and thanked him. Moses looked at them and he said,
Today the Lord wanted to give us a great gift, and we will bless his name forever. From now on, this place will be called Massa and Meribah to honor the Lord.
Did you see that, Amiel? And you didn't want to trust Moses.
Maybe he already knew that water would pour from out of that rock. Maybe Moses already knew these lands.
Why do you still resist Jehovah? Don't you understand that he is the one guiding Moses' steps? Jehovah protects us because we are his people. We are Jehovah's people, and you should never forget it. Always remember that.
The people are tired. The supplies are almost depleted.
We'll make it. We'll make it. You'll see. Up.
I'm tired. Tell me, where would you like to be right now, Zetho?
I'd like to be in Horeb's tavern.
What I wouldn't give for a sip of his wine.
How many days till we reach the Promised Land?
We still don't know, but if we resign ourselves to the Lord, he'll guide our footsteps. If we don't, we'll be lost in the wilderness. We must have faith.
Lord, if we don't get to the Promised Land soon, our children will starve.
Why do you call me Lord? Don't you know Jehovah is the only Lord?
Yes, we know. But in Egypt we had everything. Meat, fish, bread. While in this wilderness we're starving to death. It would have been better for us to die in Egypt by the hand of the Lord.
He's right. He's
right. It's true.
That's absolutely true.
It's true.
You don't know what you're saying. You're tired and exhausted because of the journey, and hunger has blinded you. Don't you remember what Jehovah, the mighty, invisible Lord of heaven and earth, did for you? If you put your faith in him, he will help you, and you will live.
After their departure from Mara, Moses and the Hebrews' caravan arrived at the desert of Sim and camped there.
Take. We've nothing left for tomorrow. Our fate lies in the hands of God. Let's go to sleep now.
And the Hebrews fell asleep. But during the night, somebody looked after their needs. And in the morning, the Hebrews had a pleasant surprise.
What happened?
It's very sweet.
The children of Israel gathered plenty of the unusual food, happy to have something to eat, finally.
Take.
This is a gift from Jehovah. This food he provided us with for the journey is very nourishing. Gather enough of it for each one of you. Nobody must leave anything for tomorrow. This is the Lord's command. Because he'll send more of it every day for as long as we need it.
The entire community of Israelites left the desert again according to the orders of the Lord. However, somebody was spying on their movements.
Huh? Let's go!
From which nation do they come?
We don't know, but there are thousands and thousands. There are so many.
They came from the desert.
But behind the desert, there are only the Pharaoh's people.
The people we saw are not Egyptians.
Whoever they are, they're invading our land. What should we do with them, Amalek?
We will do what we have always done. We will attack them. There's no place for two peoples in this land. We'll chase them out. Let's go.
Caleb, look at those fires. Let's go and have a look.
There are many. Let's get out of here.
Yes, let's go and tell Moses straight away. We captured them at dawn. They are explorers working for Amalek. Their army is close by.
And where are they at this moment?
In the valley. They're already advancing against us.
How many are there, Joshua?
Many thousands. And they have good weapons.
It doesn't matter because Jehovah will fight with us. Choose from among the Israelis the best men you want to take with you. Tomorrow we'll give battle to Amalek. I'll stand on that hill with the staff of Jehovah in my hand. And you elders, take shelter.
Attack!
Now, the sun is in their eyes. Let's attack them.
Get ready!
Moses stood with Aaron and Ker and watched the battle from a tall rock. Amalek hurled himself like a fury upon the Hebrews. Moses lifted the staff towards heaven to ask the intervention of the Almighty. Moses' arms were tired, and he could now barely lift the staff. The Hebrews were not equipped to fight such a battle and looked doomed. It was as if the staff had turned to stone, and Moses lowered his arms. The Hebrew people were losing the battle, and things looked very desperate, when...
What should we have to see?
Aaron and Ker, worried about the battle, approached Moses and looked at him. Moses looked up at them, and his face showed suffering. Then, the two prophets lifted Moses' arms and held them up so that he could keep the staff of the Lord high. Immediately, the battle turned, and the Hebrews fought back bravely. But Moses' exhaustion increased ever more. Aaron thought he should sit on a stone. The battle raged on as both sides fought to gain the upper hand. Eventually, however, Amalek was felled.
Who are you to beat me? What's your name? What's your people called?
I am Joshua, and my people are the people of Jehovah the Almighty. Today he fought for us and for all Hebrews. He is our guide.
To mark the victorious battle, Moses built an altar and proclaimed,
This is for the Lord, who is my flag.
Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, heard what God had done to help Moses and the Hebrew people, and he thought he would set out to join him.
Why do you want me to know my father? Is it really necessary, Mother?
He's your father, and it's good for you to know him.
Mother, is he rich? Does he have a lot of livestock?
The journey Jethro had set out on was a long one. Along with him, he took Moses' wife and his 2 sons, who were grown up by now. Their names were Gershom and Eleazar, and they had not seen their father Moses for a long time. Moses and the Hebrews had stopped at the Mount of God and were camping there.
Talk.
Moses, his goat didn't see my pit and fell into it and died.
You should have covered the hole you were digging. Because the goat was not one of yours, you have to make it up to this man by giving him one of your goats in exchange. I'm listening.
Moses, your father-in-law and your wife are here.
Hey!
Moses! Look, I took with me your wife and your children.
Moses, my lord. Look, these are your 2 sons.
Ah.
This woman entrusted me with her silverware, but when I went to the well to get some water, someone went into my tent and stole them.
Woman, do you think she's telling the truth?
No.
You won't have to pay because you're not responsible for what happened, but you will come close to God to swear that you told the truth. It's your turn to speak.
Moses continued like this all day long, until late in the evening in his judge's role, trying to smooth out petty disputes amongst the Hebrew people.
Setting fire to a thorn bush, this woman burnt part of my tent.
It was the wind.
You, woman, will repay this man by helping him to mend his tent.
You are commander. Why do you do all that?
I don't know what else I should do, Jethro.
Choose among the different efficient men who fear God. They will judge in every small matter. When it's an important issue, they will submit it to you, so you'd be free.
You're right, I'll do so. If the men are righteous and afraid of God, Jehovah will speak through their mouths. This is for you. And what are you going to do now?
I will go back to my flock. I'm destined to be in silence and together with my flock.
Each of us must walk on the path which the Lord our God has chosen for him. It's God's will.
Now I know what I've always been looking for. Let me tell you, Moses, when I return among my flocks in the land of Midian, I will worship your God too.
The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the omnipotent Almighty, our Lord.
After spending several days together, Moses' father-in-law, Moses' wife Zipporah, and his 2 sons left to return to their native land. While Moses and the children of Israel continued their long trek to the Promised Land. They passed mountains, rivers, and crossed flat lands until they arrived at the Sinai Desert, where they pitched camp next to a holy mount. Moses started to climb the holy mount to reach its peak because he wanted to speak with God and he wanted to be alone while speaking with him. When he reached the peak, Moses called out for God.
Lord, Lord, here I am!
Moses, Moses, speak like this to the house of Jacob and tell this to the children of Israel. You saw what I have done to the Egyptians and how I have borne you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. And now if you really obey to my voice and keep my covenant,
then shall you be my own special treasure out of all the peoples, for all the earth is mine. Do you want to do what the Lord said?
We will do what the Lord said!
Jehovah said, go to the people, sanctify them, and let them wash their clothes. Let them be ready for the 3rd day, because the Lord will descend on Mount Sinai. Do not climb this mount or touch its flanks. Whoever does so will be put to death. I'll come in a cloud.
3 days went by, and in the morning,
speak to us, Lord. Here I am. Your servant is listening to you.
Suddenly, a huge cloud appeared above the mount, and trumpet calls filled the air. The people were afraid, as the trumpets grew louder, and the Lord spoke to Moses.
Speak to us, Lord. Here I am. Your servant is listening to you.
Moses, listen to me. I am the Lord your God who let you out of the land of Egypt. You won't sculpt or paint any image of things that are up there in heaven, down here on earth, in the waters or under the earth, and never prostrate yourselves before them and don't serve them, because I, the Lord, will punish the sons for their father's iniquity until the 7th generation. Descend Mount Sinai and be solemn warning to the people not to rush to look at the Lord, otherwise many of them will die. Also the priests who want to get close to the Lord must sanctify themselves before, so that the Lord doesn't hurl himself upon them. Now go, descend Mount Sinai. Later you'll come up with Aaron again, but remember to say to the priests and the people that they must never rush to me, your Lord, so that he doesn't fling on them. Moses, you'll tell the people what I said.
Then Moses went back to the camp where the people were waiting for him. When he appeared through the fog, his mood was clear. He was troubled because the Lord wanted him to communicate a covenant to the people.
Look! Oh, he's changed. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's all shiny.
I want to write down everything the Lord told me, and then we'll go to the mountain together.
That very evening, Moses wrote down the words spoken by Jehovah, and after his work was done, he fell asleep. He rose early in the morning, and with the help of his people, he built a huge altar at the foot of the mountain, and also 12 rods, one for each tribe of Israel. Then he offered to the Lord all the sacrifices that the people had made. And he spoke the words of the Lord to the people gathered around him.
Those are the words that the Lord told me to tell you when I was on Mount Sinai, and that I wrote on this scroll for you. We will do what Jehovah commands, and we will respect him, this scroll, and Jehovah's words that it contains. All the Hebrews shall respect it forever, in the name of the Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Then he took the blood of the sacrifices.
This is the blood of the covenant that Jehovah made with you, and you must all swear with one voice. We'll do all that Jehovah commanded. Blessed be his holy name.
And the people repeated as one voice.
We'll do all that Jehovah commanded. Blessed be his holy name. We'll do all that Jehovah commanded. Blessed be his holy name.